Hey guys, welcome back to Based MMA. Today we have breaking news. We finally know what's going to happen when Francis Ngannou. If you guys are not aware, Francis Ngannou used to be the heavyweight champion of the world in the UFC, and due to negotiations, the guy decided to leave the UFC. And so we have breaking news. It seems like Francis Ngannou has signed with the PFL, guys, and I have a lot of thoughts when it comes to this, guys. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not a big fan of Francis Ngannou. I am one of those people that believes he fumbled the bag leaving the UFC. He fumbled the bag not fighting John Jones and potentially being one of the best heavyweights of all time. I honestly, and I still stand by that even with this new signing. And I see a lot of people saying that, oh no, Francis Ngannou won, he signed with the PFL. But let me tell you guys, if you look at the details of this deal, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. But I think this deal, when you look at the deal, it touches on something even more important. It made me realize that, yeah, Francis Ngannou, he kind of confirmed what a lot of us were already saying. This guy is not a fighter anymore. This guy is a businessman. He's not there to look to fight, to improve his fighting legacy. He's not there to be a fighter. He's there to make money and to have a deal and whatever. And yeah, he signed a deal with the PFL where he's not even fighting until mid 2024. So that means the guy isn't ready to fight this year. At least when it comes to MMA, there's no huge boxing fight waiting for him, because a lot of people are saying, oh, Tyson Fury and Wilder, they're waiting for him. Francis Ngannou's gonna get the bag with a boxing fight. What has happened with that boxing fight? Those guys have moved on. Wilder's potentially gonna fight Joshua. Usyk might fight Tyson Fury. Those guys are moving on. They don't need Francis Ngannou. They don't need Francis Ngannou. So I think a lot of people, I see a lot of stupid takes on the internet, and like, let's just take a look, guys. Like, let's go to a lot of people were saying some really stupid things. Also, like, when it comes to the pay, like, yeah, he got the benefits of having a leadership position in PFL, which that company is probably gonna go bankrupt 5 to 10 years from now. I don't know how they got all that money to pay for that. They like money laundering, and it just seems like it's not realistic. I still think he fumbled the bag. And it just proves to me that Francis Ngannou is not a fighter, and the guy's unemployed. I think the guy pretty much ruined his career, if I'm being honest, guys. And I'm looking at this from a fan of fighting, not from his personal life, whatever. Maybe he thinks he made the right decision. I get it. He might make more money short term, but I think long term, just legacy wise, like, he's gonna be forgotten about. No one's gonna pay for those PFL pay-per-views, which I guess that it doesn't even really matter. I mean, he has this deal with PFL, but to me this tells me that he cares more about having a desk job than really being a fighter. Like, I could tell this guy isn't really hungry to get back in the cage. Like, bro, you're gonna fight all the way until mid 2024. Like, this guy's last fight was in January of 2022. So by the time he fights again, it's gonna be a little bit over 2 years, maybe a little bit under 2 years. And the guy's about to be, I think he's 38 years old. So the guy's getting old. They're going to put him against a canon PFL where nobody's going to watch. He's probably going to fight once a year. And that's that. I'd be surprised. I would be very surprised if he has 2 fights in PFL. I probably think he's only going to do 1. And that's going to be it, guys. So I don't see, you cannot convince me that this was a way better decision than this guy fighting John Jones in March, taking that huge, because the UFC was going to pay him the most they've ever paid for a heavyweight. Plus you're going to fight John Jones, which is going to be which would have been a huge pay-per-view buy, would have made almost 1 million pay-per-view buys. You could have gotten a share of the pay-per-views. He had a really good chance of knocking out John Jones, which if you would have knocked John Jones, you pretty much have knocked out the greatest, who people consider the greatest of all time. Your legacy would be cemented, and then later on in your career, once you start going through the end of your career, maybe want to retire, then maybe you could have joined a PFL and maybe chase those big boxing matches. But the reality is, this guy isn't a draw. He has a big ego. The guy didn't even have a manager a couple months ago. He didn't even know what he was doing. And I'm sorry, guys. I see a lot of dick writers out there saying that, oh, Francis Ngannou made a good decision. What a great deal. Oh my God, PFL, Francis Ngannou. Like, bro, you're stupid. You're stupid and you don't know anything about business. And I still yeah, he's the ambassador for PFL Africa, which doesn't even exist. He actually did ruin his career. I think the guy's a joke. I'm gonna be honest, guys, and I feel like he ruined his career because he's an exciting fighter. He has so much talent. He could have stayed in the UFC and giving us huge matchups. He could have beat John Jones, then have a couple more defenses, maybe fight a Pavlovich, a Tom Aspinall. Now we're never gonna see those fights, guys. But I think overall, guys, I have to disagree with the consensus out there that this was a big W by Francis Ngannou. Oh, look at Francis Ngannou. He won. No, guys, I still think he fumbled. He's going to go to a promotion where he's probably going to co-main event under Jake Paul. And to me, it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not a businessman. And this is probably a pyramid scheme as well. Like, where the hell are they getting all this money just to waste like that? So yeah, guys, something about this whole thing doesn't seem right to me. The fact that he isn't fighting until mid next year, the fact that he isn't ready right now to fight, like, it seems like this guy hasn't really been training all that hard. That boxing match that they've been talking about, like, it's been 5 months now, and Wilder nor Tyson Fury nor anybody else has signed this big boxing fight with Ngannou, because the reality is that those boxing legends, they have all the leverage. Ngannou has absolutely no leverage. They absolutely don't need him at all. This guy is still begging for a boxing fight that he has not gotten. And yeah, guys, those are my thoughts, quick thoughts on the Francis Ngannou signing into PFL. I still think it's a mistake. Like, yeah, is it good that I guess he did something nice where anytime, like, his opponents for PFL are gonna earn a minimum of $2 million. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I don't know where they're getting all that money from. Like, to me, all that crap, like, you gotta pay attention to these deals, because they try to put all this, oh, look at Francis Ngannou, multi-fight deal, blah blah, but the guy only has 2 to 3 fights in that deal. There's no confirmed boxing match. Like, yeah, the guy has the freedom to do a boxing match, but that's not the problem. The problem is that he has no boxing match to go to. Where's Wilder? Where's Tyson Fury? They're doing other things. This guy's an idiot. I'm sorry. He fumbled the bag, in my opinion. He should have stayed with the UFC. He should have swallowed his pride and just stuck to the UFC. But, you know, everybody here, all these dick writers like Ariel Helwani are going to keep praising him. Oh, look, Francis Ngannou, congratulations. Yay! By the time this guy fights in mid-2024, no one's going to care. No one's buying the PFL pay-per-view. And in 5 to 10 years time, PFL is going to go bankrupt, guys. So I'll let you know. Let me know what you guys think of the deal down below. And I'll see you guys later.